Traitor!
You should tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all heart, Vivian.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude. He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Cut him down.
Very well, Rogver. Bow your head.
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Some gate guard you were!
That's definitely going in my part of the Edda. That's definitely going in my part of the Edda.
Where are you? I'm waiting.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
For me? From whom? Well now, that is something. Hand it over, please. Oh no. I hadn't heard from Gorm for a while, so I'd hoped he'd given up his little scheme. The last time we discussed this issue was before the Standable War broke out. Things were different then. Now what he's asking, it's just impossible. Even if it worked, the questions and accusations it would cause, well... I'll take it under advisement. Thank you. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
You know you can afford a septim or two. A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
I'm not interested, Jari. It doesn't matter.
You were there for Rogvir's execution.
You might want a wonderful opportunity.
Most people head over to the Winking Skeever. If you're not interested in music or drink, you can at least talk to Corpulus. He can fill you in on any of the latest gossip. Perhaps, but necessary. My cousin Fura is somewhere out there in Skyrim right now, fighting Ulfric Stormcloak and his damned insurrectionists. She wouldn't have to be there at all if it weren't for Rogvir. And my aunt wouldn't have to worry about her daughter. You really don't know? He lets Ulfric Stormcloak escape Solitude. Ulfric rides in, murders the High King, and Rogvir lets him ride right back out.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
People to see and places to go, huh? Later then.
You know you can
There's
afford
been
a
rumors
septim.
of Talos worshippers leaving notes at the Temple of the Divines. I've never seen one myself, though.
Where
Hello
are you?
there. We haven't met, have we? I'm Fironet, although my friends call me Firo, or Netta for short. Although I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. We just met, so we're hardly friends. Not to mean that we won't be friends someday, or even today. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this. Can we start over?
Not much to ask.
Oh, well met as well. I mean, well met and greetings. What I'm trying to say is, greetings and well met. Oh, sweet taffy treats, I did it again, didn't I? Well, I was kind of hoping I could. I know, you're probably thinking I've gone mad the way I fumbled through our meeting. And, truth is, I'm perfectly happy just being Netta the milkmaid. Well, my friends have all said that I have a great singing voice. I suppose they should, because that's what friends do. But after hearing it a number of times from different people, you start to think there might be something to it. So here I am. True. On the one hand, all this anxiety can't be good for my health. Or my skin. On the other hand, at least now I can still cling to hope. Well, I know hope's something you feed children mostly. You tell them to dream big because they can be whatever they want to be. But for them, it doesn't really mean anything. If they say they want to be a bard or a jarl, it's just another answer to a question. They might as well say they want to be an apple. Because it's real. I mean, look at this city. It's so large, so bright, and everything about it seems too impossible to exist. But it's not a dream. It's right there, in front of me. Isn't everybody? But if I had to say what frightens me, it isn't failing as a bard. I'm scared I'll wake up one morning, and there won't be a need for vocal training. I'm worried one day I won't have a reason to borrow Gerard's books. I think about all the wonderful people I've met here, and I'm scared to say goodbye. I know. Eventually, it's going to get awkward. I mean, I've already been here for more than a season. Actually, it might be awkward already. Beyrand asked me the other day what it is I do here. Blacksmiths, you know how they are. Oh no, I came here on a ship from Laneland, near Iliac Bay in Hammerfell. I didn't come alone, though. My fiancé at the time came with me. He stuck it out here in Skyrim for a few months, but eventually boarded a ship headed back home. It's my fault, really. I knew he didn't want to come to Skyrim, and it was probably the guilt that made him follow me here. It's one of those things. If I loved him, I shouldn't have asked him to leave. If he loved me, he wouldn't have asked me to stay. So in the end, I guess neither of us loved each other. But we'd already invested so much time into the relationship, and so he sacrificed everything for me. Well, we didn't have a lot of gold, but my fiancé said he sold the farm so we could sail to Solitude. It was actually kind of romantic, but at some point on the way here, I caught a bad case of rust chancre. I got a rash on my arms and some swelling in my cheeks. But it was the damage to my throat that was the most depressing part. It took months before I could even speak. He got impatient. The truth was, he expected us to be back in Hammerfell before the crops were in season. I should have known he didn't sell the farm. I don't know what to say to that. We've barely met. Thank you, I guess. You mean like sing? Right here? Okay. But my voice is a little hoarse from practicing. Is there anything in particular you want to hear? You mean like a song that I wrote? Oh, I'm not that talented. I mean, I've written a few lyrics, and there's sort of a melody. How about I sing it, and you can give me some guidance as to whether it's good? All right, here goes. Snow falls on all the land, all the land, all the land. Snow falls on all the land, shrouded by dark wings. A child prayed unto the gods, save the land, save the land. And the gods said unto the child, to Skyrim come spring. sun shining on white sand to Skyrim comes peace. I know the lyrics need some work, but you're right. I think the melody really brings out the strength of my vocals.
A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
No, not yet. I talked to Viarmo, and he said that Pentia Atea would hear my audition when her schedule clears up.
I've got a little...
Which is completely understandable. I imagine a master vocalist must have a very hectic schedule. It must be water, or some honey-based tea. It's hard to believe a master vocalist like Pantia would damage her vocal cords by drinking alcohol. At least not in public, anyways. Safe journeys.
The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your trials as well. May the Divines guide and keep you. Of course. The Temple of Divines is always open for worshippers.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? They're adequate. Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year. Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up. But with the death of High King Torrig, the festival has been declared in poor taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year. Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any. Just what you see here. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
Where are you?
You look like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek. That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help.
Keep the cold at
I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness. Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers, but she's selling me short.
The
New in
Divines
town,
saved
right?
me from the
If you
streets,
need a place
and
to
they can
sleep.
save you from your
You
trials
know,
as
the
well.
Winking Skeever's not just the best inn in Solitude. It's also the only inn in Work in it, I own it. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off. I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onus. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He'd beat me up, dump meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly. Jarl Elisif the Fair. Poor woman. Losing her husband and king like that, it was a dark day for us all. Damn! That reminds me, I have a delivery to make to her steward, Falk Firebeard. He ordered a special bottle of Strass Mackay rum. Saved me a lot of trouble. Here, take it to the Blue Palace. I was done talking anyway.
Get your fresh fruit and produce here.
All right, then.
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.
What can I do for you? All right, then.
Papa says I won't see Rogvir anymore, but he wouldn't tell me why not.
We've stopped. What is it?
Fruit, fresh off the boat. The freshest in Skyrim.
Huh? What? Who are you? Oh, you come to steal my dragon breath mead? Well, too bad. Some fellow already did that. Oh, real clumsy drunk. Bald as a chicken egg, and a face with just as much expression. A brown egg, though. Redguard with white whiskers and beggar clothes as dirty as the wrong end of a horker. Drank it all, he did. You see that thief? You tell him he's a bad sneak, and his breath smells like a troll scratch. Also, mead. It does? Oh, dear. I better do something about that, then. Chewing on dragon's tongue usually does the trick. At least that's what my personal alchemist used to tell me. Was the fire that burned up the stink. But I had to get rid of him so I could buy more mead. I didn't get wealthy by wasting my fortune on luxuries. I don't do anything fancy. Just live a humble life. Don't spend coin on things I don't need. Sure, I could shop at Radiant Raiment. Maybe buy that house. What's it called? Proudspire Manor. But that would exhaust 1/10 of my fortune. I mean, what's it going for? 5 gold pieces? 7 maybe? Then you got to furnish it too. It'd be a bit foolish to squander my fortune on something I don't need. Oh, by the divines, no. I come from a little town known as Rorikstead. It's a fine hamlet, but I know that Xanatar had bigger things planned for me. Through his wisdom, I was guided here to solitude, and true to his word, it turned out to be a great place to make an honest living. Every day I walk out to the market and collect seed money for my business venture. At first, I wasn't even doing that. I just came out to get a little sun, look at the competing businesses, and start milling the grain in my head. I think people saw I was making good bread out of that grain, as the passers-by started handing me their coins. Xanatar's blessing, no doubt. As far as I'm concerned, we're practically partners in this thing. Still waiting for that idea, though. Need some more drink to loosen up all the wax in my head. Too bad for my investors. Until that idea comes, it's all just a lot of sunk costs. Ah, by Xanatar, you're right. Must have already sold the business. Only way to explain all these profits. That's the problem with this infernal brain of mine. Always stumbling over memories like this. Haha, should have realized I was already retired. Easy. Spiced wine. Normally I wouldn't touch that stuff, but that Yvette sounds like some sort of wine wizard or something. I keep telling her she should train as a mead maiden instead, or an ale archer. Tap into her full potential. I agree. Damn city ought to be ashamed of itself. Beer will get you just as drunk as any wine for half the price. But I guess Yvette's under pressure to support that white she lives with. And marking up wine bottles is like some sort of tradition around here. Poor girl needs to leave the city. Train with graybeards or something. Broaden her horizons. Poor girl needs to leave the city. Train with graybeards or something. Broaden her horizons. Wait, you can do that? Is it cheap? I remember I tried to grow my own cabbages once. Didn't turn out too well. Planted a bunch of seeds over in that cemetery by the Hall of the Dead. Figured the corpses would be good for the soil. Nothing came out except more nightshade. Then I ate those to see if maybe they were like them purple cabbages. But nope, just plain old nightshade. Good thing too, 'cause I hate cabbages. Don't know why I was growing them to begin with. It's sort of like a sword stinger. You heard of those, right? Well, you probably heard it wrong, so I'll tell you anyway. The Anshe, they could channel their own spirit into a weapon. Called it the Way of the Spirit Sword. In the old tongue, it was known as Shaisenteru. Say that 5 times fast. In any case, I figured you were an ale saint instead of a short one. You could channel your spirit into a bottle. And you got all sorts of different classes. You got the mead monks, and wine wizards, beer berserkers, and of course, ale archers. Huh? What? Ale is food, beer is food, spiced wine even has that jasmine grapes in it or something. Says so right on the label. Mead's made from honey too. Folk like to put in all sorts of healthy ingredients like dried first Miriam, elves ear, and juniper berries. Just about all spirits got some kind of food in them. But they got happiness in them too. Some may call it a disease, the way people can't stop drinking. Well, if it's a rash of euphoria. If it's a fever I'd say hello to any day of the week, and twice on Sundays. What? Who's inebriated? The priest? Good for her. Now that's a good question. Sure, I like spiced wine, but for the most part, I'm a simple man of simple tastes. Mostly because the fancy drinks are too expensive. 25 gold for Black Bear mead? Where's Zenithar? What do they feed their bees? Diamonds? At least Yvette's prices are somewhat reasonable. For wine, anyway. Maybe not beer. Wait, what were we talking about again? Can't recall. You know what helps with memory? Some matzi. Drink they have in Morrowind. Made from salt rice. Really invigorates. Some like to brew it with a touch of cornberry, like it's some sort of brandy. But I like it cold and raw. It's my favorite drink. Until next time.
You're new here, right? Welcome to like a musical
Welcome to the
museum.
Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you? Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard. Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. Yes, According to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Hey, hands off!
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer. Now you can say you've met the most talented bard in all of Skyrim.
Meals are served to bards at designated...
Is someone there? No, I don't think so. Okay, just this once. The mill is my responsibility, and that's what I care about, that's all. Understand? How can I? She never speaks with us. She's allowed this wizard, Falcon, to live in our midst practicing gods know what. No, we can only rely on ourselves. You do well to remember that. Mm-hmm. I just want to be left alone to do my job, and to enjoy what little free time I have when I have it.
What do... Huh? Ah, it's amazing how much you can learn from a book. Here, let me show you some of the things the temple healers taught me about potions. I think I can teach you a thing or two.
What is it?
Where are you?
You know you can afford a Septim or
Ulfric
two.
Stormcloak, the rightful High King? What a laugh.
A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
The city is under attack! Get inside and bar the door until the fight is over! We're also looking for volunteers. If you are willing to aid us in this battle, you shall be generously rewarded. What will you do, citizen? Will you volunteer, or will you stay? Looks to be a bunch of bandits. We'll show those bastards they picked the wrong city to raid. My thanks. Follow me. My men and the other able fighters will be gathering outside the gate. Everyone, keep yourselves safe! Everyone, to your houses, now! We are under attack! To your houses, quickly!
Need something.
Ready yourselves, lads and lasses! Ah! And there they are!
I cannot best you!
That's it! We're pushing them back!
I've had enough of you. Gonna rip it.
Bad.
I'll try and make these quick. You're a disgrace to your own mind.
Killing you will make for an excellent story.
I love a good fight. I'm going to enjoy this.
And you thought I was just a pretty figure. Don't try to magic me. Damn wizard.
are you?
Need a ride? Solitude's been the capital of Skyrim as long as I can remember. Most of the High Kings of Skyrim were Jarls of Solitude first. Well, let's see, what else? The Bard's College is here, and the main office of the East Empire Company. If you need it, you can get a room for a fair price at the Ranking Skeever, just inside the main gate.
All right, then.